Born leader.
You're looking at it to go all the way, and you need to sort of show the way. Corporates are sort of to pretend that given the pandemic that we're not affected. I don't think that's a very human thing to do.
Third, competition.
Bring it on, love it. I suffer from a lot of anxiety. Get me out of here.
Hi everyone and welcome to Mentor Mondays, your safe space to learn, transform and grow. With this series, we aim to create a direct dialogue that allows budding professionals to deep dive into the minds of young achievers. Our mentor today started off as a business development manager and has risen to the position of vice president in 5 short years at Value 360 Communication. Value 360 is one of India's leading PR agencies where our mentor has added around 560 clients to their company portfolio. Some of her clients include giants like OLX, Paytm, GoIbibo, Quick Heal Technologies, and so many more. Now, naturally, for all this hard work, she's received a lot of accolades, some of which include being listed under 40 Under 40 for not one magazine, but 2. First, on Reputation Today in 2018, and second, on Agency Reporter in 2019. But what makes our mentor truly special is the fact that she's constantly learning to grow. Because even after achieving all of this, she's simultaneously pursuing her MBA at IIM Calcutta. And if all this was not enough, she also happens to be a full-time, hands-on mother. The woman is a true definition of someone who wears an iron fist and a velvet glove, and we can't wait for you to learn from her. So please help me welcome your mentor for the day, Ms. Nikita Nanda. Hi!
Wow, Ridhima, that's such a kind and warm and long introduction. Thank you so much.
I just want to honor you. I'm so excited that you're here. And I think it's so important for our viewers and students to actually learn from you, because you are a true example of how much a person can achieve from sheer dedication, hard work, and ambition. So who better to teach us the following subjects, right? Or give us tips on at least the following subjects. First, what are the 3 key questions that you ask every client to help find their voice? Second, what are your tips on client communication and client management? Third, what does leadership and building a work culture mean to you? Fourth, what are your hiring requirements? And fifth, advice for those who want to enter the field of PR. Now, I know you're extremely hard pressed on time, so I'm going to just jump right into it. Okay. So Nikita, your client portfolio is extremely diverse. So what are the 3 key common questions you ask every client to help find their voice?
Sure. So I think to figure a brand's voice, what is most essential is to figure what is the brand perception. I often start by we figure within our team what is the persona with which you perceive that particular brand, and then obviously move to a larger, I try and understand what is the demography that it addresses, what is the kind of target audience that it addresses, and what's very, very important in sort of not just identifying a brand voice, but also understanding is consistency in terms of the messaging, right?
Right.
Create consistency in messaging across all forums. So be it social media, be it your LinkedIn, be it the way you sort of, the kind of people you hire, right? Whether it's outdoor, social media, ads, all of that, there has to be a resonating sort of persona that you identify the brand with and the people with as well. For example, Apple, right? When you close your eyes, when you think of Apple, for me, it represents something that is sleek, something that's confident, that is extremely simple as well at the same time. So I think identifying the right persona with which you relate to a brand is extremely important.
Perfect. And you've clearly done a great job at it, since you've added 560, I repeat, clients to the company portfolio. So who better to give us tips on client communication and client management? What would be, say, your top 3 tips?
So I think for now, and how, even though it sounds like a cliche, what's most important is that you have to be extremely open and honest, right? And that goes on with respect to all your communications, whether it's your vendors, whether it's your team, whether it's your client, for example. I think what's most important currently and what we're trying to do is have a connect at a human level. I
Hmm.
think um, to pretend that given the pandemic that we're not affected is honestly, I mean, I don't think that's a very human thing to do. I think it's very, very important to understand, to give an honest ear to someone, understand what are the kind of challenges that your client is facing, and then sort of slightly be more flexible in terms of communicating with them, chatting with them, how they're sort of managing their family, their kids. I have a friend who sort of had to resign, unfortunately, and she's an excellent she was an excellent client to have, but she couldn't manage. She had two kids. So I think it's very, very important to understand and right now more so connect with your clients at a human level
Right.
without obviously intruding for sure, but being honest, being empathetic towards their business challenges, towards their personal challenges, etc. And at this time, what's most important is to make sure that whatever service you're offering is extremely flexible also. Given everyone's running on tight purse strings, etc. Yet communication becomes extremely important, and PR as such is one of the most effective, credible, and affordable tools. So yeah.
Right. Perfect. And Miss Vice President, what does leadership mean to you? You clearly connect with everybody at a very human level, whether it's your client or your employees. But how do you define leadership and build a work culture value?
I think for me, leadership is not about titles. It's not about the position you have. I think as a leader, what's very, very important is that you really need to, you need to know the way,
Hmm.
to go all the way, and you need to sort of show the way, whether it's your team, whether it's your clients. You have to really, really sort of walk the talk. And I think it's a leadership and work culture is sort of like a trickle down effect, because I mean, if you're disciplined, if you're organized, if you start your day early, small things tend to have a trickle down effect in terms of the expectations that you set in a very unsaid manner with respect to your team members, and just the way you handle work.
Right. So lead by example. It's crucial. So as an employer, how do you hire? What are your hiring requirements besides the basic degrees when somebody comes for an interview?
So for me, I think, yeah, I mean, pedigree is important, which is why I'm doing my MBA as well at the moment. But if you ask me honestly, that's just a tick. What's extremely important is to understand, and I personally do a lot of behavioral questions to the people that I hire within my team to understand what is their general attitude towards relationships, towards a crisis, right? And for me, essentially, I hire for the right attitude and later go on to train them for skill.
Right. So you can train somebody, but you can't change the behavior and the personality that they come in with is crucial.
Absolutely. I mean, the attitude that they come in with, skill can be enhanced. You can, get them to do courses. You can sort of train them. There are 100 things that, corporates are sort of have access to, but the right attitude is an absolute must. Yeah.
Say if somebody wanted to join Value 360 or just join the PR communication industry, what would be your advice to them?
So, to be honest, I think it's very, very important to sort of stay ahead of the news curve. Also, essentially, because we constantly, as an agency, one of our biggest strengths is the fact that we're able to innovate, think on our feet.
Hmm.
And also, I think as a PR consultant, it's very, very important to sort of stay ahead of the news curve, right? So, for example, right now you have to sort of sit back and analyze that. These are the set of clients that I have, for example, whether they're in edtech, gaming, etc. How do you make them extremely relevant, right? And those are the kind of things that you should push ideally. I mean, if the other day I came across an ad for a very, very popular sort of gym who were, I mean, they're still selling memberships. And I was appalled. I mean, you could sell, you could talk about fitness tips, you could become sort of like the thought leader for, regimes at home and workouts and all of that, and utilize your trainers to sort of individually do and send those videos to your clients. I mean, they'll obviously come back when this is over. Nobody wants to stay at home all the time. But I think you have to be extremely, extremely relevant and be a little sensitive.
Agree with you on every single point. So, as a professional, you've given us some great tips, especially about adding a human touch to everything that you do and being mindful. I think we can all take that away and help work on our brands as well. But now I would like our viewers to get to know their mentor a little more personally. So, are there any daily habits or rituals you have in place to make sure your day is productive?
So as an individual, I suffer from a lot of anxiety, and especially in the last 3 months, I've been extremely anxious because I'm an outdoor person. I like to meet, interact with everyone. So I've been fairly anxious, and the one thing that sort of kept me going, and I usually have been doing it, but more so now, is follow gratitude, and I think that really helps me cope. Stay indoors, be thankful for what I have. To be honest, be thankful for a healthy family. For work that is still on and not affected at large. So I think following gratitude is extremely, extremely important to stay sane as well.
I couldn't agree more. And what kind of content do you consume? What would be on your feed if you open your phone right now?
So my feed is completely consumed by how to engage my toddler. Extremely active, and so I mean, I follow a lot of mom bloggers, communities that give easy hacks to engage kids. So that's one, and the other one is I follow Boost Passports. I mean, whenever it is that we can travel, but I love their feed. I love their content. I love them as a couple. I love the way they travel, the way they explore. So yeah, I mean, this is not a plug-in, but like that. Yeah.
Done. I'm going to check them out like right after this. So let me just take you into a section called the Rapid Five. It is like a rapid fire, but it's our little take on it. So we're going to throw 5 words.
Mentorica's version of copy current.
Yes, this is our little Kejo moment. So I'm just going to throw 5 words at you and just respond with the first thing that comes into your mind, right? So first word would be work ethic.
Hashtag essential.
Hashtag essential. Spoken like a true brand person. Second, work-life balance.
It's part of organizing and being 100% at whatever task you have in hand.
Third, competition.
Bring it on. Love it. Thrive on it.
Born leader.
You're looking at it. No, but for me, I think I really, really look up to Indra Nui. I follow her, all her interviews, all her events, Twitter, everything. So for me, I think she's extremely, extremely influential and inspirational. Yeah, it had to be her.
It's a brilliant choice. And fifth, work from home.
Get me out of here. It's not.
I think that's the best note to end on. I actually don't want you to leave, but I know you have to go. So before you leave us, what would be your mentor mantra?
Mentor mantra, I don't really have a mentor mantra, but I think it's very, very important to just give your 100% to whatever it is that you choose to do, and follow your passion and enjoy what you're doing.
I thank you. You've been great. I hope you had a great time as well.
Thank you so much, Ridhima.
And I hope everyone who watched had a better time. But most importantly, I hope that this was a good utilization of your time. If you have any questions for our mentor today, please leave them in the comment section below. We'll consult Nikita and get back to you. And all we want to do is create more fun, informative content. So if you have any topic, any mentor, any industry that you would like us to create content around, then please feel free to leave that as well. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. And I'll see you next Monday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ridhima. Bye-bye.